Hello, recording. What's up, everyone? We've got Chris, and of course, I have
Oh,
on the other side of the table there.
I was quicker on the trigger
continent.
this time.
Yeah, that was pretty. It's getting tight. Episode 5 is getting pretty tight. I don't even know what episode we're on, but yeah, it feels about right.
Let's go with 5.
So what? How did we left off with a couple of things. I believe that Paul was playing some Pragmata and a bunch of Warriors Abyss.
I actually did play a little bit of Warriors Abyss. I beat it with a couple more characters. I'm on my way to the plat.
Yeah, you're like 85% there.
No, like I need to beat it with 20 characters, and I beat it with maybe, let's call it 8. So still got some way.
It's a lot. It's a lot of runs. I mean, 8. You'll see some build diversity at least. Have you explored any of it?
I mean, I guess.
What's the highest traversal level that you've done?
2, and then I went back to normal because I don't need it for plat.
No, you have to do traversal 5. What are you doing on 1?
I'm not.
I don't think I literally did not play the game on traversal level 1.
Well, you have to even unlock it. No, it starts at 0.
God.
Listen, man, that game is not that great. It's like I have a spare hour, so I'll put it on, do one run. Because the runs take a while. I gotta say, like, they're not quick. And they're very repetitive.
Any run in any game you play takes 1 hour. No matter how you try to spin it. By the end of
I just feel like it's so repetitive in this one. Like, there's really no variety at all. Sure, you can do like different builds slightly, but like there's no random events really happening. Also, I think the stupid like text events that come up and you get like a passive for a couple rooms, it's not even like a permanent buff. It's kind of bullshit. I hate the temporary buffs that they give out.
I'm trying to remember the temporary buffs. Oh, yeah. When you get the
it's like memories you get a memory of you, and I'm gonna think about my friends, and you get 10% attack power for 2 rooms. Okay, great.
Okay, I mean that's a well of Sharon.
Yeah, but come on.
It's just like Hades 2.
Come on.
I think I might put a little bit more time in Hades 2. I did, as per my agreement, I did complete the base game of Hades 2.
All right.
I got the happy ending.
Okay. So now you're basically done, unless you want to just do it for funsies.
I'm ready for a new exploration. I don't know what it is, but we're.
Did your opinion change since last time we did this? Now that you're basically done with it?
I don't think so. I came across more weapons, and they get progressively cooler to use, so I'll give it that. I think I'm only shy 3 weapons total, if there are 4 aspects per weapon, if I was correct in that.
I believe that's true.
So I'm pretty close to maxing that out. And, I would say 50% of them feel almost like a nerf over the base weapon. And then maybe 20% of them feel like a broken, like a different moveset generally are the ones that feel very, very powerful.
Yeah.
But you end up kind of leaning on a lot of the same boons. Or at least you avoid all the same ones.
Sure.
Nobody wants water. I think that fire's a little weak in this game.
Yeah, it's not amazing.
So, I don't know. It ends up, the further up you go, as you tune numbers a little bit tighter, I feel like the build diversity starts to go away a little bit.
On the higher difficulties?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You end up having to really, and that's standard, I guess, in any game. Now that I've enjoyed most of the content, I don't really need to tighten the builds. I feel like I was already kind of building tight.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So it's like kind of more of the same, like, oh, if you want to succeed, you have to do more of the same of the strong stuff that you were doing early. I think that may be one of the problems as well, just from like exposure. I don't know if you have this problem at all when you're playing. I recognize generally the most powerful builds like quickly. You know what I mean? Like you can quickly gravitate towards like, even just looking at it on paper, I'm like, I think that's going to be pretty strong. And then that ends up kind of being pretty strong.
Yeah.
So it ends up killing. And then the fun stuff that you want to do like later on, like, oh, now I've beaten all the game with all the good stuff. Let me try this cool, like goofy gimmick thing. And it just feels wildly ineffective because you've also cranked the numbers.
Right.
And you're using like a gimmick, kind of like the way we play Absolum.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually do the fun stuff early, and then once I want to get to the end game, lock in the good builds. I do like to explore in games, even the bad builds.
Yeah, I normally I try to give most things like a college try unless it looks so terrible on paper that I'm like, no. Like anything water or splash, like if the modifier is something that you don't like, we were talking about it, like pushback. I'm not quite sure what game you want a bunch of pushback on the enemies when you're, especially ones that are like kind of combo oriented or position oriented,
Yeah. Yep. I never found the water particularly fun in Hades or otherwise. So.
Right. And then there's like, kind of like the double-edged ones where if you freeze an enemy, they pause their animation where they are. So, you get 3 seconds of hitting them for free, but then you might be in a 2-frame, dodge sequence based off of where they are in the attack. So, there's like all sorts of different things, I guess. I have mixed feelings on it. I think I wanted to enjoy it more because I also really like the story. I like the way that they concluded the story. Did you end up, have you completed?
No, not yet. I've been in space.
I like the way they wrapped it up. I won't go into that since you haven't really finished it, but yeah, I don't have a lot of complaints. So maybe my experience is a little confusing where I want to like the game more than I do.
What happens with Hypnos? Is it anything cool?
No, he's not part of the base game. I thought he was going to unlock immediately. I don't know what his deal is. He's a side quest.
He's still asleep.
He's still asleep.
That's
where I am in the game. They give you the next kind of thing, but it's basically play more, beat it a couple more, going both up and down to get the next little story segment.
Yeah, cool.
I was just happy that I did the main thing, and I was like, you know what? We'll figure that out later.
What would you give it? What's your rating?
It's easily an 8. It's either an 8 or an 8.5. So it's pretty high. Like I'm not shitting on the game too much. I think maybe I'm just sad my experience is coming to an end. Like I don't think I'm gonna get any more of those cool moments out of it where I'm like, oh shit,
right. Yeah.
And that's what you live for in games.
To be fair, that lasts quite a while. Like
it did last quite a while.
They maybe keep dumping new stuff over and over and over again. And even when I thought I was done, and I was not even close. So, yeah.
I'm still missing things. I'm still missing 3 aspects. Hypnos is still asleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's some stuff to do.
It's definitely good value for your money.
Certainly good value. Maybe if I were more intent on scaling up like the difficulty in the gameplay, it would probably offer me more. I think the problem is that I kind of hit the brick wall where I was like, this is gonna require a time sink and an effort sink that I'm not really prepared for.
Yeah, cool.
So listen. It's still, even if I say an 8 out of 10 is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Nothing gets a 10 out from me.
Are you more of a 10-point scale or 5 stars scale?
10 scale.
10
always.
Scale? See, the problem with 10 scale is most people, if they hear the game is below 7, it's automatically garbage. So then you end up scaling everything up for no
correct.
reason.
There's like a weird.
That's why I hate the
6
10
and
points.
Lower is unplayable almost.
Right.
It means it has
and I think that's nonsense.
Major flaws. Yeah.
I don't think it should be that way. Because if you convert it to stars, 3 stars out of 5, it's not like, unplayable hot garbage. But 6 out of 10, people won't even
unplayable. Yeah, and that's a great correlation there.
Yeah.
3-star game, I would pick it up.
I would give it a shot.
60%. Yeah, 60%. I'd be like, okay, where is the major problem?
Yeah.
Where's the part where they're like, movement is so slow in this game that it will take you 15 minutes to get from one side of the map to the other? Like, oh yeah, I'm not doing that. Like, I need to know where the pain points are when I see a 6 out of 10. At 7, I'm like, oh, it means it's average. Like that, literally at this point in my life, that's what these things mean. Like 6 is flaw. It has an Atlas flaw, something that's going to like ruin the gameplay experience for you. At 7, it means that it's just an average generic version of something you've already played. And 8 means that it's a decent version of something that you've already played. And a 9 means that you're getting something new. Yeah, and Hades, 10 is like a fairy, like 10 does not exist.
Hades 2 average Metascore is 95. It's up there.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Like, Think about the games that have gotten perfect 10s and put them in front of you and play them right now and tell me that that's the best experience that you could have. It does not exist that way. Like the 10 is reserved for when like something has changed beyond like the development of a game. You know what I mean?
Well, that depends how people
product.
look at the scales, right? Like, to me, a 10 doesn't have to be a perfect game, because then you basically never have a 10. There's no
correct. I mean, that's kind of that's the
so I don't know.
The crux of the
again,
issue.
I'm just more of a 5 stars. Like, I can give something 5 stars. It doesn't mean it's perfect. I just think it's excellent. I'm a stars kind of guy.
You're a stars guy? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just a superior system. Because anytime you give anything below 7, people will be like, okay, well, this is the worst shit in the world. So you end up giving everything at least a 7, unless you really think it's trash fire.
Yeah, but I think that that's more of a problem with the way that we critique the games, you know, and perception. Yeah, I think that the whole system should change to fit more of what I'm saying, that the 10 should be, you know, the unicorn in the room.
Yeah.
There should be like 3 games in history that have a 10. And I don't even know what they are. But they are like, they'd have to be so prolific. Yeah.
The Warriors Abyss.
You know, a 10 out of 10 means that you're getting everything that you could possibly. There's nothing else you could ask for out of that game. No more content. You're completely satisfied. I've gotten just enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen.
But I mean, listen, that also nerfs me because that means 10 is inaccessible in my rating.
Ever.
You know, Star Ocean 3 is a 9.5. And that's the best game ever made.
Right. That's what I was thinking. All right. So Hades 2, that's going to be a game I'm going to keep chipping away at.
Now, is that more of your style with these games? Because I do find myself, especially with roguelites, like just because of the nature of them and like the pickup ability, we'll call it.
Yeah.
They just sometimes I'll go back and I'll grab a game that I haven't done a run of in 6 months, a year.
Yeah, I usually I get into one. I play it for like a couple weeks to a couple months until I either get bored or I finished everything there is to do. Then move on to.
You don't go back too much?
I don't really go back too much. There's too many games to go back.
That's fair. That's a good...
Like if I already beat it, if I already have the plat, like what else am I going to see in that game? Nothing. I did everything.
Yeah. I don't know what it is that draws me to just do that just occasionally. Like I can still get like a tinge of the experience. Like my brain doesn't quite remember it.
Yeah. I guess my exception with that would be like Balatro. I put that on every once in a while now. Like last year it was like on my rotation pretty frequently because even my wife liked to play that one. And, yeah, we've played a lot of hours of Balatro and now it's just once in a while. But I still have it installed, you know.
But isn't that a card game?
Yeah, it's a roguelike card game.
Okay. That plays kind of like board games. I feel like board games end up giving you a little bit more, I'm not going to say bang for buck, but I did have a couple friends in town and they're big like board game fanatics.
Oh, yeah? What's their board game of choice?
Oh, my God. You name it. Now there's a board game for everything. It's a whole different market.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
I do some board games around here.
Significantly more popular than this one about board games only, about Dungeons and Dragons. I think they do scenario games like that. For the sake of like us, it was all just standard board games, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's gotten pretty intricate, and you know I've seen a lot of them are much more approachable. A lot of them put like a lot of the game systems on the board somehow.
Yep.
So that the layman can kind of understand what's happening. Yeah, I think the biggest problem I have is that when you run into scenarios where you're not sure if the play is valid or correct, a video game will stop you.
Right. Here you have to have a guy who's going to check it.
Here you're arguing with somebody who owns the game and is like, yeah, it works like this. I'm like, dude, that's like a point explosion. That's like 5 times the effectiveness of anything else you could do. I don't think that that's right. You know, like that doesn't sound right to my ear. I don't think that they designed it this way. Those are kind of the problems I have with board games. I prefer to have any dispute being resolved immediately because there is no dispute. Will this work? And you try it and it does not work. The game told you.
Yeah. AI is actually pretty good. When we do a lot of board games around here. We have like our friends that we play with quite often.
Do you guys have a game that you play? Is there
now we're playing board game version of Slay the Spire. So I don't know if you know what Slay the Spire is. Slay the Spire was like a It's like a roguelike card game that came out a couple years ago.
Oh, you're right. I remember seeing it. Wasn't it like free on PSN or something for a little bit? Maybe?
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, and the second one just came out this year. But anyway, they made a board game it's a co-op card builder, and it's very similar to the actual video game, which is pretty cool. So we've been playing that. It's like a scenario based. You have to beat the stage. You carry your shit on to the next map, let's call it.
Okay.
If you lose, you start over from the very beginning, and you're expanding your deck. After each act, you collect new cards as you play through it. It's not like a story based thing. It's more like encounter based. So you move around the map. Each move.
Now here's the
is
question: which do you prefer, having played both the video game and the board game of the same?
Right. So the biggest difference between the two is the video game is single player only, and the board game is co-op. So
that's 2 points. So, but mechanically,
it's basically
and this is
identical.
some of the problems I have. I think that the advantage of board games, basically one of the only advantages to board games, is being in the company of the people that you're playing with,
of course,
and having a true co-op, multiplayer experience, whether it's co-op or not.
Yep.
But mechanically, I hate dealing cards. Like I misuse the mechanics of games all the time. I'll be like, how many cards am I drawing for this? Like I like it when it's just, let me focus on what I'm supposed to be doing in the game and not whatever infrastructure you've set up for the ecosystem.
Yeah, this game is pretty simple because you draw 5 cards each turn and you dump whatever cards you don't use that turn, and you draw 5 new next turn. So you always 5. It's a cool game. Yeah, it's I think the board game implementation of it is actually really solid. But
I think this comes really into play when you talk about a game like, let's say, Fallout, that exists as a board game, and it's like a scenario game. Everything's done with dice rolls and encounter stuff and all that.
Yep.
But you get to experience it in a video game. They just do all that behind the scenes for you, and you get to enjoy the action of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to okay, I want to shoot the super mutant.
Roll the die.
In the video game Fallout, that's me hitting R2. In the board game, that's me rolling initiative checks. That's like a bunch of stuff for an attack. So maybe that's where I get a little caught up on it.
Yeah, I mean, Fallout sounds like a pretty intense one. I played some intense ones. These days we play more simple stuff. Something I
prefer simple. The funnest games that we've played, there's one, it's a resource game called Splendor.
Yep, I've played that.
Yeah, and that's just a simple, you build up gems to buy, purchase properties. Properties are worth points.
I mean, you have one action. You just buy the card. That's about it. Or take a resource. That's it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's one of those, it's like not a deck, but what do they call those? Where you just build...
It's not even a deck. Yeah, you're not even building a deck per se. You're just collecting the cards to get to
collectathon, maybe?
Yeah.
They call them that? They have terms for all these things. There's like the loot explosion games where like there's every time there's like a bunch of points that always tally up at the end of each round. I hate those ones because doing the math on all that. Oh, and you get points because this tile is 3 spaces over from a red tile. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's 3 points. I'm like, okay. Like, I hate all that stuff. I'm cool with collectathons. We had a lot of fun playing cooperative ones where it's like all players are trying to complete an objective, kind of.
Yeah.
There was a bomb one that we played like that. Bombs away. Jesus Christ. I can't even remember the name of the game that I played less than a week ago. Yeah. There's a reason why we're a console podcast and not a board game podcast. It's different.
Yeah. The most intense board game that I've played here was Gloomhaven. That one's pretty involved. It's like a mini D&D in a box.
Okay, I actually played part of the tutorial for that on PlayStation.
On PlayStation,
yeah,
it's
free.
It's pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like the animations were super janky. I was like, oh, this is like a turn-based action point thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I checked it out at some point because it is free and it's pretty rough. I would not suggest anyone play Gloomhaven, the video game. But the board game is pretty good. And they have a sequel. All right, that's enough about board games. I've been playing Pragmata. I finished
All right,
Pragmata.
yeah. Have we completed?
I'm fully done. I am very close to a plat, actually. The only trophy I have left is to beat it again on the insanity difficulty, or whatever they call it. Lunatic, maybe.
Okay. Lunatic.
Lunatic, yeah.
Okay. I was thinking like Luna, like, oh, it's Moon. They might have a thing for that. I like that. Okay.
And yeah, that my opinion on the game hasn't really changed. I think it's a really, really fun short experience. You know, it's not a game.
Is it about a 12-hour game?
It's about. Well, I mean, if you depends how much you want to do, but if you just want to run through the campaign, I probably 10 to 12. Yeah, if you want to like collect most of the things, I would say like 15 to 20. Yeah.
Okay.
They actually have.
There's a good.
Yeah, they actually have pretty decent post game content. There's like a little mini campaign that opens up when you beat it, with some call them challenges that you have to do.
Is that like arena stuff? They just drop you in an arena and
kind of. It requires you to have basically collected everything in your main playthrough to open these chambers up. And it gives you the secret ending as well if you do it. So to see both endings, you have to do it.
Okay.
They also have like the challenges.
Did the story all hold up for you?
You know, I think the story is pretty predictable. But by the time I was in the third like location last week, I kind of had a feeling how the story's gonna go, and it went exactly.
Okay.
it went exactly the way I thought it's gonna go. That said, it is well executed. It's pretty effective. Like,
has the girl grown on you anymore? The daddy daughter.
Yeah, that stuff gets pretty good, especially closer to the end there. Yeah, I don't know. As a fairly new dad, my daughter actually turned 6 months last week. It was cool. Yeah, it was cute. It's a cute little story, but I don't know. I didn't think it was like best shit I've ever seen. That I've seen some people like say like, oh my god, this story was so good. And I'm like, I mean, it's a good story, but it's not, you know.
It's no Dynasty Warriors. Warriors Abyss.
It's predictable, but well done. That's how I would put it.
Okay. And you know what? I'm a simple man. I don't require that much. Like, I'll play a game. I say that I haven't purchased the game, but I would play that game.
The ending there is quite cute. I thought it was well done. It was cool. And the final boss fight was actually better than I thought. Phase 1 was pretty lame. It's just very standard third-person shooter boss fight, but the second phase, pretty awesome. Pretty cinematic. So
did it go full bullet hell, or did it go cutscene kill?
You're doing some space flying. It's pretty sweet.
Okay.
So
was this like getting the jetpacks in Warhammer?
Yeah, you know, not too far off.
It was like a brand new game. I was like, okay, I can get behind this.
They do have stages where you're kind of outside of the base. You're more like on the moon itself, where you have low gravity stuff. So your dashes are longer. Your jumps are higher.
I always like that. I like when games alter physics within the world to alter gameplay.
Yeah.
That's always it's a nice way of wildly changing some mechanics without like crazily cranking difficulty or doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without making encounters longer.
And the game doesn't overstay its welcome. They kind of pack a lot of there was more to do with the hacking like than I thought there would be, as far as different mods and different amplifiers that you find. The weapons don't really change too much. There's a couple more weapons.
The last time we talked, you had a 6-shot pistol that you upgraded to have 8 shots in it.
Yeah, I believe I have 10 shots in it by the time I finished.
For and you have lunatic difficulty, you'll need all 10 of those.
Well, that's the problem. So a couple complaints is one, that lunatic difficulty actually you cannot carry over anything from your first playthrough. So they have a New Game Plus, but you cannot do New Game Plus
on lunatic. You have to. Which wants you to play it clean and dry.
You kind of play it clean and dry. You do carry over like one weapon that you get from that secret episode that you unlock. And if you complete that, you unlock a weapon that you can bring over to lunatic. You actually get like 2 unique weapons post game. So like there's some stuff that they keep that if you don't beat it, fully you won't ever see. But yeah, I prefer when those like Resident Evil style where you get the infinite pistol, for example, or any infinite gun, and you can bring it with you to the highest difficulty. I prefer when games do it that way, but I still might do it because I think it's gonna be pretty quick. I started it. I beat like the first map. It is significantly harder than it was before, but I don't know. Now that I don't have to like worry about collecting all the shit, I'm cruising. Like it's
Yeah, I was about to say, now that you're not like walking down each and every side path, which may or may not be a side. Yeah, I explore, and I don't know if you do this. Like, I'll touch a wall and I'll just run that wall and just take whatever turn. You know what I mean? I'll just keep taking side paths, or I'll immediately identify the main path and do anything I can to avoid that path.
Yeah, and this game doesn't. I was happy that this game doesn't do. It actually didn't do like the Resident Evil style of, hey, I'm unlocking the doors to have a shortcut later and stuff, or like Dark Souls loves to do that. This game was more like you gotta just kind of go through this environment. You're not backtracking really ever. So yeah, it's well designed. It's fun. I would recommend it, but I don't know if it's $60.
Yeah, what's the score from you on that?
I don't think it changed. I'm gonna only change my scale to 5 stars, so I'm gonna say 4 stars.
Okay.
It's a very good game. It's not perfect. It's not amazing. I don't think I'll ever play it again. I hope they don't make sequels. I saw that it sold quite well. I think it sold 2 million copies in the first week or two that it came out of. So they're probably gonna want to make more.
Would they be able to make it with the same main character and the same girl, or would they have to do some crazy thing, age her up and?
It would have to be quite a different game by the time we wrap this one up. So I don't know. I think it's a nice self-contained story, and I don't really think it needs much more. Just
I like those.
Just let it be. It's cool for what it is. It kind of felt like it's been a while since I played a game like this. It kind of felt like Warhammer was also another example where the game it knew what it was. It did its thing. It didn't overstay its welcome. It kind of felt like a Xbox 360 / PS3 game where you just go through it, you have a good time, and you move on. That's kind of how I feel about this game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that opens up the door. Now it sounds like your schedule's free. So when you start in Sorrows?
Oh, I don't know about Sorrows, man. I think I'm waiting on that one to either get a price.
I thought you were the Returnal King.
Yeah, but I only played on co-op. So if they add the co-op to this one, then I can be convinced. But I don't know.
I don't even think they would be convincing. If they had co-op, we'd be playing it right now. We wouldn't be on this podcast.
So
yeah, we got to start working towards our next co-op game. I mean, we're reaching the end of Absolum.
Yeah, we played some yesterday.
We got a little bit done. We did see an ending.
We finished the game. We beat the final boss. I mean,
right.
The game's
so
done.
It's just some platinum stuff. Couple bonus bosses.
Yeah. Do you feel like you want to do it?
God, we're so close. The last couple are always tough. The last couple are always tough.
Because we did everything.
I feel like I've explored the game. The only thing we haven't done is anything meta, or like, what I mean? We have not done meta building in that game.
Don't need it.
Like for the bonus stuff, do we just actually just say like, hey, just for anybody who doesn't know, when you play this game, when you finish an encounter, you get your rewards. And generally it's some sort of an elemental, addition to your character or an item or whatever. And what we've been doing is, because we discovered that fire and lightning are very strong, we just ban them. And then even then we go through and we ban certain picks as they're showing up. If something sounds too good on paper, we just won't take it. So we end up with like the most bullshit builds you've ever seen, like skeleton minion builds. What was the other one? The chaos thing.
The chaos is
what
good.
You had on that, where it was like, yeah, you were causing chaos accidents to happen like in groups of 4, and it was every time you what was it? Your Arcana or something? It was crazy.
Yeah, I could do it on demand. It was pretty wild. Because usually they have it on like bullshit gimmicks, like hey, on dodge or something, or like clash. But that one run, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was on Arcana. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I feel like I've experienced all the stuff. I tried all of the stupid mechanics that they included in the game. We've done everything. We've done throw builds. We've done throw a bull builds. We've done dodge builds. We've done dash builds. We've done deflect builds. All 5 of those mechanics are borderline like useless. You know what I mean? Like they end up costing you more than playing it like a hack and slash. Like you will lose if you try to use like dodge and dash mechanics over just going for clashes and quick like cycles. What do they call it? Over pressure.
Yeah. Yes.
Where you can blow an enemy up just by hitting them with the same move a bunch of times.
Yeah, and they eventually get out of it, but
yeah, it puts them in a burst state, but it also does a critical hit to them and bounces them off the wall. So
do you remember what we beat it with yesterday?
Like a wall break. What's that?
Do you remember what we beat it with yesterday? What was your build? What carried us to victory?
Because
I was definitely the support.
we
I was playing the dwarf and I was sad. I was playing fucking spamming R2 dwarf. I was providing mana and Chris was killing things.
Well, because in certain situations you can get the numbers tuned really high. So in a couple of there are double-edged upgrades. So it was the one was that all of my specials cost double the mana and do triple the damage. Yeah. Which you had a mana thing, like a mana chunk build thing. So every time you hit enemies, they just exploded mana. And mana was not an issue. On top of that, we had, what was the other thing that was increasing it by another 200%? It wasn't.
You could hold it? Yeah, I think you could hold it. No?
Oh, anytime I used a special, it increased the damage of my Arcana
by 10%.
Like 20% up to 10 times.
Yes. Yep.
So, yes, there was a way for me to basically manipulate it by using like a double dash drill move that would get like 10 hits, then use my Arcana and do 600% damage.
Yeah.
So a base damage of 60 ended up like, I don't even know how the damage is being calculated because it was hitting for 1,000.
The highest I saw was like 1,500. Yeah, it was pretty wild. And with your alt, you would spawn 3 of those portals. Oh, that's a lot of damage.
That was a significant amount of damage.
So
still, yeah. I don't think it was as good as either one of the two, the minion skeleton build and the chaos build. I think were still the strongest things that we had. Chaos build, I think, was the strongest thing by far.
The chaos build was glitching the game.
Yeah, chaos build was glitching the game. Skeleton minion build was slagging the game.
Although, water yesterday was my waves got pretty big at some point. It was hitting the whole screen over and over again.
And it was putting fire on the bottom of the waves. They were fire waves. Steamers or something. I call it like the Cleveland steamer.
So that was nice crowd control. So I guess water can be sometimes okay. But I did no damage.
Now that we've beaten the game and we only have a couple quick bosses to beat, I'd say we've enjoyed the content to the best that we're going to enjoy it.
I think this is the last time we need to talk about this game on the podcast. Yep. I don't really feel compelled to keep going. I feel like I saw everything and I had a good time. But it's not like a game I'm going to go back to ever. It was fun. They should make a sequel. I would play a sequel. It was a good game.
I might play a sequel. I'd give it a 7 clean.
Yeah. I think if you want to go with 10-point scale, a 7 sounds fair.
To be honest, it would probably be an 8 if they removed dodge, dash.
They could simplify that stuff
and throwables.
Yeah, the circle being everything was kind of annoying. Honestly, like without you reading the tutorial, I would probably not fully understand the difference. So that stuff was kind of whatever, but
it was a little overambitious. Let's say a couple too many mechanics in your 2D brawler. But I felt the best times that we had were using the base mechanics of the game to do cool wall combos. Slam an enemy off, and then the other player throws an Arcana like on the ground that explodes as they land on it. Like that was the real fun stuff. Those were the high five moments, if there ever were one.
Yeah, it's just, there's some variety in the runs, but you do have two different paths you can go down to. But overall, you see most of the content pretty quickly. Maybe they should, like, if they want to do the roguelike stuff, they probably need to have more, like, random events and stuff like that. I'm not even saying they need to have, alternate bosses or whatever. Give us just more like random bullshit happening to keep it interesting.
Yeah, you could add, and they had a couple of these things like, kill a certain amount of enemies within, kill this many enemies to proceed, or kill enemies within, survive this long. I mean, there are all sorts of mechanics. I mean, Hades does this stuff too.
Yeah.
There are other games that have already kind of figured this out.
Yeah.
I think that, normally I would just say put a DLC in, and I would just I pay $8 for a DLC for this game. That would give you like another maybe 2 paths that you can kind of go down.
Maybe one more character.
Yeah, one more character. Normally I would say to do that, I would prefer that they make a sequel and remove all those bad mechanics. Remove them. Don't change anything else. Remove those.
Yeah.
I think that they actually hurt the game. Like, throwables is frustrating to look at. And it's not a very good. And listen, I'm sure that there's somebody, you could watch a video online of somebody playing the shittiest character, Cider, using all throwables, and
I mean, we did it. We did the meme
2
runs
hits or whatever, but like,
it's not viable. It's whatever.
It's more like random chance. There's not enough mechanics to let you control the outcome of the build.
Right.
There's a reroll mechanic.
There is.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a hater, but
I think that final little I don't know what they call them, powers, elements. The final one you get from the boss, but that's not the final boss. That pretends to be the final boss. The time one.
Oh, Chrono.
I think it's pretty lame. Like, for like a final thing to get in the game,
it's freeze.
It's freeze.
100% freeze.
But you have to like stack it for it to actually last anywhere close to 2 seconds. Like, you have to take a lot of it. Good.
Yeah, and in which case you're giving up all of your damage potential.
Right. So,
yeah, it ended up kind of feeling a little like. But then again, if you had that and then combined it with a bunch of like fire and electric things on your strike and your special, it would probably be a lot more effective.
Probably.
But water ended up being effective.
Yeah, it did.
And water sucks.
Listen, we beat the game with bad shit.
We beat the game with bad builds.
I do like when games let you do that, but I don't think this game balances things much at all. So
maybe that's another issue I have, is that it never felt fair or balanced.
No.
Normally when I was being hit, I was feeling bullshit. I was either attempting to dodge an attack and still getting hit no matter what, attempting to deflect attack, getting hit, or not near an attack, getting hit, or enemies would spawn on screen and start throwing projectiles, or, you know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of bullshit in that game. On the opposite side of that, anytime I hit an enemy, I felt extremely powerful. I felt like I was in control of that enemy the moment they were in hit stun until they were dead. So there was the player had a lot of impact, but the enemies also had like cheeky bullshit all the time. It just felt more random than it did skill based. Or my thoughts are a little fragmented on it, but I think you're kind of understanding what I'm saying.
It didn't feel skill based at all.
But it did at times. Like, if you did a combo in a certain order, it would behave the way you would think it would. I just have but again, all the mechanics that I just mentioned, those 5 things, did not function correctly under testing. Like, we built around it. I had a dodge build. And it shows you the stats at the end of the game. Like, our dodges, with me building into dodges, I had 12 dodges by the end of the game. In the same game, we had like 60 dashes, 112 crits. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, it's just not viable. Like, you can't play that.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, so that's Absolum.
That's Absolum.
Listen, it's gotten more talk than a lot of other games that I think could deserve some more. Skull the Hero Slayer is probably one of the best roguelites I played. And it's a very simple game. We have never talked about that, I don't think we need to, but you get what I'm saying. We've spent a lot of time on a game that is like a 7, I guess.
Yeah, I think if I'm gonna go with the stars, I think it's higher than 3. 3 feels a bit low.
Is it a 3.5 star game?
Right, but when they do half stars. If you do half stars, I think it's a 3.5. If you don't, I guess you kind of have to go 4.
Well, listen, it's your thing. How would you, the star? You have to have halves in there.
I think you kind of have to have half stars, so 3.5. Probably the sweet spot. Which again, that's not bad. It's good. It's a good game.
Yeah,
I just didn't love it.
7.5. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Great experience with your friends.
For sure. Don't play it.
No
by
friendly
yourself.
fire. It'll feel good.
There's that modifier that you can.
Where we won't even talk about the mods. I have
All
no interest in doing the chaos dungeons or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, not really.
The creepy guy on the side.
No.
Over here, stranger.
Yeah. All right. Have you played anything else?
That's it. I haven't had time to play anything else.
I've been chipping away for like maybe 2 months now because I don't play it very often. I play it with a buddy of mine. He's also in the US. Lords of the Fallen. It's a Dark Souls clone.
Okay.
But the campaign is fully in co-op, so that's what I'm up to with him.
Yeah, I'm not even familiar with the game.
It was free on PlayStation Plus recently, maybe last month. But I had it before. It was one of those games where I bought it a couple months ago in anticipation to play it with him because he was on sale. And those fuckers added to PlayStation Plus. We didn't play it. Like, we bought it, but we didn't play it. We were playing something else. We just bought it because he was on sale. And then we started playing it like 2 months ago. And they, like 2 weeks later, they added it on PS Plus. You fuckers.
The worst. You know how many games I saw that when you're in, nothing feels worse than when you're scrolling through free games this month.
And you have all of them.
And you purchased. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah. So I don't really have
what have
too
you
much
been
to
feeling
say
about Lords of the Fallen?
It's okay. It's like it's fun because it's co-op Dark Souls. The bosses are usually not too bad, but there was one that we were stuck for like couple sessions. Like we just could not get through it. Basically, it was like a little circular arena thing, and this stupid summoning chick would keep spawning skeletons over and over again. And anytime they have like this shitty, stupid mechanic in this game where you have this lantern that you can switch between the human world and like this creepy ghost world, let's call it. Yeah.
Okay.
And she, by default, you can't see her unless she pops out of the ghost world, and then you can hit her for a little bit. But every time you have this lantern, you can suck her out of it to bring her to the human world. You want to be in the human world as long as possible because in the ghost world you
do damage.
You do more damage, but the most important thing is your character loses health when you're in the ghost world. Okay. And once you enter the ghost, when the main, because I'm the host, when I die, I do respawn back to the ghost form. Okay. But when you die in ghost form, that's when you die unless someone revives you. Versus whoever plays as the second player in co-op, it's online co-op only. If they die instantly. So that they don't have like the 2 lives mechanic that the host does. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, so if I'm in the ghost form, we could see her the whole time. However, she summons more skeletons there, and you constantly have your health. So you want to stay in the human form as long as possible, but it gets pretty tricky because there's way too many skeletons. That fight was fucking bullshit. It's not even like the boss herself was hard. It's just the amount of fucking mobs they kept spawning would be very overwhelming very quickly. On top of that, anytime you would pull her out of the ghost world into the human world and you do a little bit of damage, she goes back to the ghost mode. So she disappears and she summons like giant fucking ice storm. So if you're not right in the middle of the circle, you basically die from ice. Not instantly, but very quickly. Okay. So you have to run back to the middle of the arena. You have to run through all the mobs to get to the middle. It's a whole thing. It took us multiple days. But we did do it.
Yeah, I mean, just on a cursory look, I guess the game was not very well received when it first launched.
Yeah, I think they kept working on it. It didn't have co-op when it came out. It's one of those again. They added it, I want to say a year or 2 after.
Yeah, the game's from 2023, so this is not a brand new game.
No, not at all.
One thing that I kind of reading, somebody summarized it pretty well. Performance issues on launch, so I guess that it was kind of running like shit. Mob density, especially in the Umbral realm.
That's yes, okay.
So apparently it was before you even got there. It was worse.
Yeah, I think it got mixed reviews when it came out, but I think they fixed it up a little. They're making
And
a
then
sequel.
the last one was that it was mostly exploration and mob fights as opposed to boss fights, which sounds like they added some good boss fights, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know if they're like good boss fights, but there's definitely boss fights.
Okay.
I think the biggest problem I have with the game is, I've played most of the Dark Souls games. I've played Elden Ring, Bloodborne. I would consider myself pretty big fan of the genre. And in this game, there's no map at all. And a lot of them don't really have a map per se, but the level design in those games is done in a way that's way easier to navigate. Here, it's like we're constantly fucking lost.
Everything looks the same.
Everything looks the same, and it's not like it's like a fun exploration like Elden Ring. Like the whole point of Elden Ring is the world is so fucking huge. You can go anywhere and you will find cool shit. It's not like that here. This is like you're supposed to like lit up 5 beacons, and the whole game is find the 5 beacons, light them up, and you probably go to the final boss. We've lit up I think 4 of them so far. So like we're pretty deep in there.
Okay.
We had to use a guide at one point because it was like I don't even know we've been what the fuck are we even doing? So yeah, I think the level design is not great. Not great.
Yeah, anytime when you actually have to resort to a guide because you're stuck at our skill level of gaming, if I'm stuck on a game, chances are your game is not designed correctly. Chances are you did not give enough context clues.
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
It's the level.
Or
design
we've had
is
bugs.
bad.
We had a couple in what was it? Sands of Atlas Fallen, whatever. Rain of Sand.
Sure.
Didn't we have a couple where we had to like look it up because we thought we were doing kind of the right thing, but it was like
yeah, but that game was just glitchy.
Yeah, like glitchy stuff. It's so detracting.
Yeah.
It does hurt the experience a little.
Here it's like not super glitchy. It's more like
frustrating.
Just bad. Yeah.
Just frustrating.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my Lords of the Fallen update. It's free on PS Plus.
What's your recommendation on that? Is that a 3-star game?
I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it.
Is that a 2-star game?
I mean, if you want to play Dark Souls co-op, it's a that's nice, I guess. But I'm not gonna tell people to play this game. I don't. It's all that.
That's fair.
They are making a sequel, and the sequel
you've been playing. So
the sequel does look pretty good. I will say. I watched some trailers of the sequel. It looks nice.
Is there a release date on that?
I think it's coming out this year.
This year? Well, that's bringing us right into news, isn't it?
All right,
releasing this year, definitely. Paul has the release date for you right now. No, so they're working on a sequel, and they have some. Do they have is it in beta? Is it anything alpha?
No, I don't have any that.
So
but it's supposed to come out August 2026.
Oh wow,
it's on the horizon.
That's a couple months.
Yeah,
we're right there. Okay,
we're right there.
So we got the sequel in the works. Let's talk a little bit of some console stuff. What's on the radar this week? I do have a follow-up on a DRM issue that we spoke about last week.
Why don't you start with that one?
Okay. So apparently on Steam right now, you can purchase Dead Space 2. Now that's an old game, but you can purchase it. The problem is that they have discontinued all support for it. So your license will not transfer to any machines. So if you purchase it on your computer, it will work on that computer, and that's it.
Sure.
And people are up in arms about it. A YouTuber that I watch, this came to my attention because of a YouTuber that does he does right to repair stuff. He's not even a console guy, but he was covering it.
I know him from console repair stuff.
He's big on consumer rights is really his thing. He doesn't like that. Basically, you will never own anything. That's kind of the mantra that he's fighting.
Yeah. Louis Rossman, right? That's his.
Yeah. I have to be honest. If you're playing a game, Dead Space 2, and this isn't like a remake.
No.
This is the old, because they remade Dead Space last year.
The first one. Yep.
Yes, and it was good. I played it. Dead Space 2, and I've played the Dead Space games. They're good.
They're fun.
But this game came out in 2010. So it's 16 years old.
Uh-huh.
And it was never released on any console post PS3. So it's not a PS4 game. It's not a PS5 game.
Oh, okay. So it's hard to get into it unless you play it on PC.
Yeah, I would say, but you know, if there was this is not a big DRM. Like this makes sense for me. If that, you know, like, yeah, they discontinued support of that.
Right.
I don't know why they're not able to like free the licensing or free the DRM or something, but I don't know. It seems like a non-start to me. You know, if you think about it, back in the day, if you purchased a game, your cartridge would only work. You know, your cartridge was the game. I guess maybe that's the problem, is that the game itself is not physical.
Yeah.
But you would only play it on one console. It's not like, you know, how many times growing up did you grab a PlayStation game from your house and bring it to a friend's house to play?
I was the only kid with PlayStation.
Yeah, you played your games on your console.
My friends didn't have PlayStation. I was the first kid on my neighborhood that had a PlayStation. So I had kids coming over my house to play PlayStation.
Right, but nobody like brings shit. You know, the game goes one game per console. I know that that's not a great way of thinking about it, but you know what I'm saying.
Like, I mean, you could sell it at GameStop and, you know, get some money, like $2 or something.
Can you?
Well, I don't know today, but back then. Today, you don't have any physical games. So you're not selling anything.
Right. Is this an issue or is this indicative of things? I mean, to me, this seems almost like what would naturally happen.
Yeah.
You know,
I was actually thinking about buying Pragmata on disc to be able to resell it. It just took too long. Like I was looking at
what's the resale price on Pragmata right now?
Yeah, so I'm in Poland, so I'm gonna let me do some conversions really quick. But $182. So I was seeing it on you know, used. Let's call it Facebook Marketplace type of platforms for about $40-$45. So in theory, if I bought it for 45 and even sold it for 30, that's not terrible. The question is, would someone buy it? There were quite a few listings.
Right, I'm looking on eBay right now, just Pragmata PS5. Let me put used in here because I'm seeing a lot of new listings for way over cost.
Yeah.
Brand new 66.
I mean, brand new on console, download is 60, so it's like...
Okay, no, new other. So these are like open box or something?
I think you'd have to look more like local, like, you know, I don't know if people use Craigslist these days, but maybe Facebook Marketplace, local to you. But anyways, I was going to do it with Pragmata because I knew it's a short game that, for me, I'll play it once, I'll beat it, and probably never play it again. So do I really need to own it digitally? Probably not. Right. So
I mean, I see one here. Okay, so I see one bid on a pre-owned Pragmata US.
Yeah.
No DLC, $36.99, and it's got bids on it. So but it also has $23 in shipping.
Ooh.
I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, that's not great.
That feels a little gimmicky.
That's not great. But you know, I think for games like that,
the case and cover art with no game for $20.99.
Yeah. I think for games like that, like if I were to, I just basically was impatient because the listings were not like from Warsaw, so I'll have to wait like 2-3 days for shipping. I was like, I just want to play it, so I just bought it. But I think games like that makes sense.
This type of issue wouldn't even apply because you're talking about flipping a new game. So you're going to use it, and while it's still wildly supported, you would be flipping it. Yep. This is a game that's 16 years old. Dead Space 2.
Right. And no one cares about
the developer was like, yeah, we're not supporting this anymore. We're
and I think that's fair. I think it's fair, but they should remove the DRM from it. That's all.
Correct. Why do you think that they don't have, like, why did they do that?
I don't know. Maybe they just don't care to give it to intern to remove it. Or maybe they would have to go for like some another verification of the new build, and they just don't want to deal with any of that bullshit. That's my guess.
So you think it's one of those, like, just can't be bothered with the hassle? Like, you know what, dude, we'd have to pull all this old code out, and we got to find, we don't even know which drive it's on anymore. Yeah, I assume they have like all their old project files on like a bunch of old 2010. I mean, they might be on old like terabyte, like regular drives, like hard drives, not even like nice new SSDs. You know what I mean? or on the cloud or wherever. You know what I mean? I don't know how these guys store all this stuff now. Is it all up on servers somewhere, or is it stored locally somewhere? That might be a whole.
I don't know.
One day we'll do a cast on that. We'll do some research and figure out how companies actually do this shit, how distribution works.
I imagine it's all digital at this point. I don't think they have like hard copies saved in the vault.
You don't think it's like a film?
No, I don't think so.
Like they have the original disc, the first one that they made that they played in the office, and they just like, all right, print that, press it, seal that jewel case, and put it in the safe.
Yeah.
Put it in the
Did
vault.
you ever hear the rumor about why, for a very, very long time, Metal Gear Solid 4 was not ported from PS3 to anywhere else?
No.
Like that game only existed on PS3, and I think this year they're finally porting it to PS5 and Xbox and stuff.
Yeah.
So basically, the rumor was that Konami lost the source code, and they just couldn't do it.
I could believe that.
Yeah, and they had to like reverse engineer. Also, it was like weirdly coded because PS3 was a weird console. It was basically one of those things where they just kind of lost the ability to do it. I don't know if it was ever actually confirmed, but that was a fun internet theory. But anyway, they're making this year, I believe.
I mean, you hear shit like that all the time. Again, you hear it mostly with film because they'll lose like, the original cuts, and you know what I mean? So they can't remaster it and put it out on DVD or Blu-ray.
Right.
And I'm sure it happens with games, up until, I don't know when cloud storage became good enough to where you could store like all of your files for a game on it.
Right.
But before then, it would be on hard drives.
Yep.
And
Those
if
dying.
your drives corrupted or you lost them or whatever, like that was it.
Yeah. Our company shuts down and no one owns the licenses. So
I think a lot of times that is the reason why this occurs. The company goes defunct, while they don't give it, when you're out of money and your company's collapsing, you're not really worried about like, well, let me make sure I keep all the project files for this because somebody might want to pay for the rights for this in 15 years. Shit just kind of hits the floor and you got bigger problems on your plate.
Yeah.
You're insolvent. So I guess that's more of like the human. I think a lot of people take out the human elements of things. They think it's a game company, so like everything's all like locked in, like it's the government or something. Like it's not. These are guys like you and me, probably with their shit less together, that are working in teams, and there's just a lot of money involved. But it's all there's still room for human error in every single thing.
Yeah, it's probably less today than the PS2 era.
Yeah, significant, and I think maybe that's why it occurs so infrequently today that people just don't even, it's like a problem that never existed. If something doesn't happen for long enough, it essentially doesn't exist as far as people are concerned.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe it was that, but I'm going to say the DRM, that gets the stamp of who cares for me. That gets the stamp of stop complaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
If this were the Dead Space remake and people were like, hey man, I just bought the remake and I can't, the codes don't work, I can't play this online.
And like,
I'd
also,
be like, hey guys,
like that game is 16 years old. Like if you want to play it and it doesn't work legally, just fucking torrent it. I don't know. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, I could emulate a PlayStation 3 on my 9-year-old computer, no problem.
You don't even have to. You could just, play the PC version.
That's what I'm saying. Like my computer could handle playing or torrenting. You could emulate this game. I'm surprised that this isn't part of like an emulation. Aren't there PS3 emulators and Xbox 360 emulators out?
Yes, there are.
I'm saying it like I don't know. I have a PS3 emulator. I used it a little bit. Now, granted, like the whatchamacallits are hard to find, the ROMs, but
sure.
And actually not even all that hard to find. Just not as easy as like the older consoles where you could literally dump, if you had a gigabyte of storage, that was the entire Nintendo catalog.
I want to say like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I bought the fat PS3 that's backwards compatible with PS2, PS1.
Oh, wow.
It was like super cheap. It was like maybe 50, 60 bucks with controllers. I'm like, I'll grab it before they don't exist anymore. I haven't really used it. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, but
You booted it on, right?
I booted it on.
Made
I
sure that
played
some things worked.
Yeah, I played some PS2 games, the ones I had in my old fucking bind. But
Little
I just
Persona,
want to have
Persona 3
ability
action.
just in case I ever want to do something old. It doesn't really happen too often, especially with, we live in an era where we just get remakes of every fucking game ever.
Yeah.
So there's not much reason to do it, but for $50, I thought it was a pretty sweet deal.
I mean, my
Also,
PS2 still works. I have like recorded footage. I captured on a PS2. We played like the bouncer on PS2. It was horrible.
Yeah.
The capture method, it looks terrible. The capture, you know what it is? The capture cards for, you don't realize how bad they were before the Elgatos came out. Like the shit that I found that could capture composite, which is like that's the red, white, yellow. So
Right.
yellow is your video, not even component, which is like RGB.
Yep.
Let alone HDMI. So yeah, the scaling was horrible. The game was barely playable. Like we were watching, we were trying to like watch it, and like everything was so muted and shitty. But you know what? Listen, that's also like, I think that's a problem with TVs getting bigger. You know, when I played that game originally, I played it on a TV that was as big as the computer monitor that I'm looking at right now.
Right.
You know, so playing it on a 65 inch was a little different, a little harrowing. I mean, I guess it's good to have that stuff. I don't know. I keep it, but I'm not even all that nostalgic. I used to kind of hoard stuff. I don't know if you're like that.
Yeah. I try not to be.
I've gotten better. I've gotten significantly better.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you have a wife. I'm sure that she checked all that shit real quick. You
It's
only have so many piles of nonsense.
That PS3 purchase was also one of those things where I'm like, it really, I only bought it because I wanted to have ability, not necessarily that I will do it. I just want to have the ability, like if there's ever a day where I want to go back and play something that's only exists on PS1, PS2, or PS3, now I have a means of doing so. So it's cool.
Listen, you never know. I mean, it's a dice roll. You know, you got all those guys that have the old Nintendo and Sega consoles, or, Super Nintendo, and all that shit. The entire library is available for free right now.
Yep.
I could post a link in the chat. So maybe it'll go that path, or it could go the other way, and all this shit will eventually, you won't own anything, and the big corporations will dissolve all that shit, and you'll have to pay. It'll be rental services for everything that you do. Real doomsday shit, but
it's
at least
crazy
you're on the
that
right side of it.
When the PS3 came out, they had those two different models. One had the backwards compatibility, one didn't. It was $600 for the backwards compatible one. I didn't have that. I didn't have that one.
You didn't have 600 bills at the...
No. Our parents bought me normal PS3 and I was very happy. So
listen, you have to learn to live with what you're given.
It was great. But I didn't know that the backwards compatibility, it's not like emulation. It's like there's actually like PS2 hardware on top of the PS3
Yeah, I was about to say,
hardware.
they read the disc.
Like they literally have like a fake PS2 inside of it.
Correct.
It's kind of crazy.
I believe why like the load. I don't think the load times are massively improved, are they?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So like, well, you think about it. If you play Borderlands for PS4 or PS5, you get a completely different experience.
Sure.
If you play the bouncer on your console or or a PlayStation 2 or a PlayStation 3 backwards compatible, it's the same experience.
It's the same.
So I mean, listen, some people are like purists about that, and they want the experience exactly as it was made.
Yeah.
I am not.
I don't listen. I like remakes, so I don't.
I understand that there were limitations that prevented them from doing things faster and better. It wasn't an intentional thing. Like, oh, we want players to have a downtime, breathing room between engagements. So we made the load times 3 minutes per loading screen. You know what I mean? Like that was just a problem with the maps and the way they were loading.
Yeah.
All right. So we got that. So tell me about Order 8020. What?
Well, it's the next game from Supermassive. We probably both played Until Dawn and The Quarry, right? So
we've both played both of those games.
So
which did you prefer those two?
I feel like when Until Dawn came out, it was like one of the first ones in that style. So I probably remember it more. But The Quarry, I enjoyed The Quarry story probably.
Yeah, I might be kind of in the same boat. I thought The Quarry was a cooler concept. Yeah. Until Dawn did it first, and Until Dawn did it they had a vision with Until Dawn. They made a Friday the 13th type of
They
movie.
sure did. Yep.
And that was
they made a
fun
remake of
cinematic.
it, I think this year, last year, of Until Dawn. I didn't play it, and I don't really intend to because it's, it's kind of like, do you want to rewatch the movie? And I don't.
Yeah, the problem with games like that is that, unfortunately, if you take out the interactive components, a lot of times they end up being a lackluster movie.
Yes, like a B tier movie.
Yeah, it's the choose your own adventure and the fail states that you can kind of land in that make it a game, I guess.
Yeah, and I always play those with like people. It's like just way more fun to do it that way. Argue about the choices. It's so I don't know.
Yeah, listen, making a choice that kills your entire party is always better when you have your friends there.
Yeah, I think this game is not full price. I don't think it's like $70. I think it's a bit cheaper. But I don't know. I can wait. These games are always just a fun experience to go through once. That's what I'll probably do closer to Halloween. And, when it's on sale, probably in 6 months from now. So
wait, when did you say the release was?
It came out today, I think.
I was about to say it came out today.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, I'm now reading this. Yeah. Okay. So I thought we were talking about a game that was like in development. And
no. Okay. This is out. Yeah. So it looks cool. I like those games, but I'll wait until
I have a tough time kind of paying money for it. I don't know how else to explain that. It just feels like not enough of a game, even though I'm sure a lot of effort goes into it to make the.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Motion capture, all that. Like I get it. It's just, shit's expensive these days. This is not like a $50 experience. This is like, watching a movie for a couple hours with fun choices and putting it down.
Yeah, it's a $12 to $15 experience.
Yeah, I could be convinced to be like, do $20 for it. Sure. It's like, ticket movie to go to the movies, I guess. But
and you said there was or would not. You said it wasn't going to be full price, but you don't know if there is a price.
It's not full price. It's $50 instead of $70.
Okay.
So.
And
50 doesn't feel amazing, does it?
No.
Right?
And it's got a deluxe edition.
I mean, every game has a bullshit edition these days.
Well, it features bonuses like the heirlooms retrieval mission, outfits,
shit,
digital art book.
Digital art book is.
Yeah, what does that mean?
It's a screenshot.
Oh, good.
You get to look at screenshots on your TV.
Okay, I've never understood that digital
No. Look, there's some games with awesome art, and like if there was like a cool little booklet with some behind the scenes stuff on it and etc. There's a couple games I could see myself having it, but a digital fucking book is a joke. Like, no, I don't need that.
The art books work well in fantasy settings, fantasy games, like the Warcraft games that would have like beautiful like art,
Yep.
Like textbooks that would come with it.
Yeah.
Or lore guides.
Yep.
Or take like a fighting game like Guilty Gear, and they did all of their storyline through visual novels and audio, what do they call them? CD dramas.
Right.
Like, if you're using it for a purpose, I'll take it. This does not sound like it.
No,
this
it's
is
a
movie game, meaning that the characters are going to be. We're in a weird spot with like character design where it's not quite realistic. It's very uncanny valley.
Yeah.
But also, if you use real actors and just capture it like other games that have done that I played quite a few of, it looks horrible. So I don't know where the happy medium is.
Yeah, I think the hyper realism chase doesn't really work out most of the time, and it ages badly. Like something might look good when it came out for like a couple years, and when you look back, it's like, wow, that's not how I remember this looking.
I thought that was a person. Oh my god, it's like a couple blobs put together.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
All right,
we got some PS6 news if you're interested.
We could maybe speak. I don't know. That could come up later. That actually could play into something else that I've had an idea of talking about games like this, because I actually have a ton of experience in that. Too much experience, I will say. Far too much. Is it wrong to say that I hate the genre? Like I did it because it was with friends, but I think that the genre is just wrong. I don't know how else to put it.
I like it, but I only like it with friends. Like I said, yeah, I never played any of those games by myself ever.
I would prefer a different experience with my friends in almost any scenario.
I think it's a good time. The most recent one.
I mean, listen, it was a hot take. I mean, these games just sell. You know, get it today.
The most recent one I played was last year, Dispatch. And I don't know if you ever watched Invincible on Amazon Prime.
I did not.
Okay, so this discussion won't make sense, but basically it's kind of like that show from Amazon Prime where it's like a bunch of superheroes.
Yep.
So Dispatch was exactly the same style where you're basically only making choices and have some quick time events, and they're writing that game.
Okay, yes, the game's coming back to me. I did not play it, but you're a male dude who's like the superhero dispatch guy or something like that?
You dispatch superheroes to solve crimes. Yeah,
you're like the 911 operator for the superhero.
Yes, exactly. It's the writing in that game is awesome. It's really, really, really good. It's actually funny. Like I actually laughed a few times at it, so pretty good.
I heard it was actually a pretty gripping, and like the choices, like the good and evil decisions, kind of like it made sense to go evil sometimes. You know what I mean?
I think because those games always show you the stats after each episode. I think most people often went with I wouldn't say it's evil route. It's more like you're kind of choosing between two chicks.
Yeah, correct. there was like the good girl, blonde girl, and then the evil or villainous or whatever.
Yeah, it's a good game. I had a good time with it. So I wouldn't say I hate the genre. I usually play those games. I never pay full price. That's
all right. Well, you know, that's fair. That's fair. But I did not play that one. My best probably experiences in the genre were Until Dawn, Quarry.
Yeah.
Dark Picture series.
The Dark Picture stuff is good, but
yeah. They were fine. And then there were, the cash grabby ones, but that could be a whole different discussion. I could speak on that for a little bit because maybe there's more to it. I like that we're on opposite ends of this.
Maybe a bonus episode.
So take us to the next. What do we got?
Yeah, so we got some PS6
more
news.
Sony announcements. Anything else that we can?
We got some PS6 news, but they're not really news. Basically, Sony had some interviews going on, and they did confirm, yes, PS6 is happening, obviously.
And that's going to be what, next year?
They don't know what year it will come out. They don't know what price it will come out. They don't know the final specs of it yet. Mostly because of all the bullshit that's happening with AI buying out all the components for, computing. The prices are ridiculous for memory, for storage, for anything. And here we are. Sony can't really confirm or make plans when to do it because the prices are just too insane and volatile. It's a big bummer. Because technically, I still think it comes out holiday 2027. That's my prediction.
Yeah, not this year, but next year. Okay.
Sony, if you look back, like every 7 years, we get a new PlayStation. PS5 came out 20. So, like, we're on track.
We're on track, and it might all kind of work out.
It might work out.
I think that letting the AI climate cool a little bit could help because I feel like the AI is right at a weird spot where they're either gonna make a next big step or they're gonna have to like really scale it back quite a bit because I think they're running out of money.
The money dump is pretty fucking intense.
The money dump is pretty hard, and they've been kind of washing the money in like a group of 3 people, like Nvidia, whatever the chip maker is in Taiwan. Like it's like 3 companies that are doing this shit.
Yeah.
But
like
money
mostly
isn't coming
Nvidia.
in. The money's all just being expended. The money's coming in from investors, but you run out of those guys.
What's your prediction for PS5 price? I don't know if we did this already. We might have in a few episodes ago. I don't remember. But if you had to guess,
I thought that there was a predicted price of around $800.
$800?
Wasn't that the?
Yeah, I could see 800 to 900 easily. Especially if it comes out if the prices are the same the next year. Yeah, it cannot be less than 850. There's just no way.
800's a really sweet spot.
It's not.
That's a sweet spot for think about it. Like, what would an $800 computer get you? What could you play on an $800 computer?
I understand, but it's a console, dude. Like
but
we can't. Like we saw what happened with PS3. They made it $700 console.
Sony should reach out to me. Look at me. I'm defending them to the end of the world. I'm like,
I know.
Yeah, the game's been in development forever. It's fine. Fucking just get in line. Buy the pre-order. No.
Like, listen, if they charge $850, like there's just no going back from it either, right? And at that point, it's always consoles are gonna be like $1,000.
You know what the worst part is that there's no competition for them anymore. Like Xbox isn't really, you know what I mean? So like you can't have that Sony announcement. What was it for the PS3 where he came out and he was like $300? That's all he said, and like everybody, the room erupted. You know what I mean? Like they dropped it, they undercut. Yeah, like there's no opportunity to have that aura moment anymore.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So
if they're not gonna, if there's no incentive for them to lower it, 800 is the sweet spot. That's what they're going to aim for.
Yeah.
What's a PS5 running right now?
They bumped the price. It's more expensive than it was at launch.
Yeah. So like a brand new PS5. Let's just.
I think it's $650.
$650.
It's insane.
So 150 on top of that.
Right, but come on, dude. We've never,
it's just a little upgrade.
Ever,
it's
we've never
upgrade.
In the history of this whole industry had consoles go up in price with time. Ever. Like, this is the first time this has happened. And it's really bad. Like, it's really terrible.
You know what I would love to see? I would love to see them be able to create like a sister console. Hear me out. You remember back in the day when Sega came out with the well, you wouldn't know this, but Sega came out with like a 32X type of thing that was an additional unit
like
that you plugged into your Sega Genesis that used some of the hardware.
Yes.
Yeah, so like, wouldn't there be like a cool way?
Just upgrade your PS5
and use like upgrading. So this way you can charge, say, what if it were $350 and it's a console that basically sits next to your PS5 that gives you expanded storage and maybe like a dedicated GPU to increase graphical fidelity.
I don't know. I don't think technology scales well like that, especially you have, PS5 in 2020, quite good specs. PS5 in 2026, 2027, we're pretty far behind PCs right now. Pretty far.
I mean, I say that you kind of just take it, if you're not going the pro route, maybe just not worry about competing with PC gaming.
I don't even think it's competing with PC.
You couldn't play any of these games on an $800 computer. Like Saros, I'm not even sure if the game would boot up on an $800. You know what I mean?
I agree. It's a great argument for consoles. Like, sure, but the affordability of it is one of the selling points. So if the gap is smaller and the performance gap keeps growing, at some point, it's like, why would it not just get a, decent PC and have some... Steam is really good on TVs now. Like, Steam does not suck anymore.
And you can get that controller that has the mouse pads on it.
You can do that. You can get a Steam Deck. You can, there's options out there.
Are we about to have to change the podcast name?
What's the new?
Are we going to be a Steamcast?
Steamcast. Yeah.
Steamcast pod.
It's not in our notes, but I'm gonna give you. There was like a huge market research data thing about why people choose to play games on consoles. Okay.
Okay.
And this is from a couple weeks ago, maybe a week or two ago. So if you had to guess before I give you these points, what do you think is number one reason that people choose consoles over other platforms? What's the most picked reason that people say, "Hey, I play on console because of this"?
I would say. See, I would normally say like that the computer might be a family computer and be used by other people, but I don't think that's the case anymore. I might say controller.
Okay.
Playing on a controller versus a mouse and keyboard. I think a mouse and keyboard is intimidating.
I'm gonna read you these points and I'll tell you the percent of people who chose that as like their pick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna start at the bottom. It was to have more options to buy physical games for consoles. 24% of people chose that as their reason.
And 24%, so the total is going to be 100%. 24% said that their number one reason for choosing this was...
It's not going to be 100%. It's like,
okay.
It's basically like, hey, how many of the people we asked picked that as one of the reasons, right?
Oh, okay. So it's multifaceted, not the number one reason.
You can pick few options, basically.
Okay. Yeah. So 24% of polled people said that
physical games.
They just physical games. Love holding a disc in my hand. Got it.
I guess, there's still potential to sell it, get a little bit of money back. I get it. In theory.
I like the physicality of things. I like owning physical things. I understand that concept. Things on the internet, that's like the ether world to a lot of people, I think.
Yep.
So, having
Makes
something
sense.
in your hands, makes it real. Sure.
Right.
What's the next one?
I prefer to play games in more casual settings, such as living room. 36%.
I would have said something like that as well.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of like your controller answer. Just kind of more chill, more scrub friendly.
Is that 50%?
That's 36.
Wow.
Easier to play together with friends and or family. 37%.
Oh, yeah. 37, huh?
Yep.
Well, you know what? When was this poll taken? Within the last year?
No, this. They do it once a year, and this version was posted May 1st.
Okay, so in modern gaming, which back in the day, that would have been probably a 90% answer. Today, it makes sense. You can play easily with other people on PC because it's no longer couch co-op.
Yeah.
Couch co-op is not a thing.
It's not.
That could be a whole different podcast that we could have.
Yeah.
Whole different episode.
I don't know if this one makes sense to me because, it just depends on your friend group, right? Like, if you have a bunch of people playing on PC, you probably will play on PC. If you have most of your friends playing on console, you probably play on console. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I have both, and I've extended both ways. I end up always kind of rubber banding back to console, but when my friends picked up Diablo 4 and they're like, "Oh, we gotta play this," and I'm like, all right, and I got it on PC, and I have probably 7 hours in it. We did a couple runs, and then people couldn't make it for the next whatever, and then the next it just falls apart, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not playing this thing alone,
right,
on my laptop, in my living room. I'm just gonna play a console.
The next one is basically the same. My friends or family also play on console, 38%. So to me, those 2 points are kind of the same. But okay.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Rewarded. Got it.
And the number one reason is there are games I want to play that are exclusive to a console.
No way.
100%. And that's the highest. 41% people chose that.
How many games are now exclusive?
There's still some.
PlayStation?
There's still some, for sure. Sorrows just came out.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 16 was pretty sure PS5 exclusive for at least a year. If not a year and a half.
I'm just going to look up 2025. Sorrows. Lost Soul aside. Death Stranding 2.
Sure.
Ghost of Yotai.
Yep.
That Marathon. Did that end up being console exclusive? Maybe?
I don't know if it's... See, I don't know what people consider console exclusive. If it's on one console and PC, is it a console exclusive?
No. If it's on PC, it's not console exclusive.
Right. So I don't know if Marathon doesn't exist on PC as well.
Yeah, so in 2025, there's 8 games listed on cursory search, and 3 of them are games that I'd be like, oh, that's a shame. Sorrows, maybe Death Stranding 2. I did not play Death Stranding. I didn't like the concept, but
I didn't
decent things about it.
Yeah.
Marathon, which didn't Marathon also?
Marathon is not an exclusive.
Okay, so 2.
I mean, there's
Marvel's
couple...
Wolverine is on there.
That's not out. That's coming out later. Listen, there's few exclusive per year. There's not shit ton of them. Yeah.
But that's the top reasoning. I mean,
it is. Yeah.
So
but
that's what
remember, consoles
of players needed to play
is
Ghost of Yotai.
Consoles is more than PlayStation, right? So Switch, the reason you buy Switch is to play the exclusive. 100%. You don't play on Switch multi-platform games ever. You play the Nintendo first-party stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
And this.
Do we take what Switch users are saying seriously? I don't lend much credence to their arguments.
I think it's a valid answer that, hey, I play on console because the only way to play these games are on this console. Yeah, it counts
For
for Switch
Nintendo
100%.
products only.
It still counts 100%.
Okay. You know, I tend to argue that most Nintendo games are not.
I know your opinion on Nintendo, but it
I
doesn't.
know. You know how I feel. I guess
you're just a big hater on Nintendo.
I'm a hater.
Like,
yeah,
it's, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess yes. I'm thinking more in the mainstream computer-like consoles. Nintendo is a gimmick console. You know, they're under spec'd, but they have certain things and certain titles, certain characters. Sure,
they have franchises people care about, and they can keep.
They
doing
do
their
have
thing.
the best exclusive franchises. I'll give them that, and I would say that they probably always have. Even when the exclusivity or whatever was a big thing, like the console wars and all that, I would say that Nintendo still always had the best lineup of like unstoppable all-stars, Mario, Zelda. That's all you need. But they had a ton more. But you get what I'm saying. So sure.
So yeah.
Sure. Okay. So that
now
was
I will say compared to 2025, the same reason was on top, but it was 48%, so or 49%. So it went down. It's going down a bit. That being said, I did see an article earlier today that both Sony and Xbox are actually pulling back from putting their games out everywhere. So Sony is pulling away from porting stuff to PC because they want people to buy PlayStation for their games, which I think as a console manufacturer, it makes sense. I think for players, it's bad.
Correct. Yeah, I don't like that type of competition in the space. The competition should be making the best product at the best price so that consumers buy it, not making your product inaccessible to certain people unless they spend a larger investment with you.
Yeah.
That's poor business. It's not poor business strategy. It's poor business fidelity, morality, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
It's not done in good faith. It's done to force people into your ecosystem, when in reality, I think that you should make the best ecosystem and people should want to go there, is the idea.
Yep.
But I don't think they can compete. Like I said, you know, Steam doesn't have to worry about hardware. Sony does.
Yeah. Yep.
And PC gaming, for some reason, we can all justify spending $1,300 on a computer because it's a, one-time investment for the next 5 years. It's like the same life as a console, but when you're shopping for a computer, you don't shop under $1,000.
Oh,
if you want to use it for anything.
Nope. Yeah.
So just think about that. And I do the same thing. I did that. I'll dump $1,300 on a laptop, but for a console, we're arguing over whether the price can be any lower than $800 or, is $850 too much? And I guess you get into you can use the computer for more stuff, but if you're spending $1,300 on a computer, you're using it for gaming.
Right.
So at what point do you just cut those people loose, or do you try to partner? Do you know what I mean? Does Sony have anything to gain from trying to jump in with Steam? I mean, they have access to all the developers. Steam is just a storefront.
Yeah, but
I guess Steam would probably just say no because they don't need to. But
for Sony, it's when they put out those games on Steam, obviously Steam takes the cut. I think the Steam cut is 20-30%. So it's not nothing. And usually those games come out maybe a year and a half after. They still try to keep it exclusive on PlayStation for some amount of time so that people who have PS5 don't feel like the people with Xbox currently, where it's why the fuck do I even have an Xbox? You can play these games anywhere and you can play them better elsewhere. So
right. Yeah, Microsoft wisely got out of the game, probably because they, they're big on computer and they're like, hey, look, this is not money wise. There's no way that we're going to be able to kind of keep this going. So they just backed out of it. But I guess Sony's still there. But Sony's still there. Spot.
I think Sony's going to be all right, but I think it's got to be hard for Microsoft to now come back and say, actually, guys, we're making Xbox exclusive games again, because they totally stopped with that approach for a couple years now, where Sony was still trying to hold on to it, just mostly timed exclusives these days. But if you want to play a game and not wait 2 years, Yeah, you can play it on PlayStation, or you can just wait, play on PC later with probably higher resolution, better frame rate. Like, yeah, you're gonna get that on PC. It's just a matter of time. Some people want to play stuff as soon as it comes out, and the only way you can do it is if you buy the PlayStation. I think that approach works out for them, and it seems that that's what they're going back to. And Microsoft's saying the same things in the news that, hey, we're considering going back to just making exclusives for Xbox. Which for Microsoft, I think for Microsoft it will still be like, well, it's an exclusive for Xbox, but it's also on PC because they just don't want Sony to have
for Windows products. Are they going to fight Apple?
No one gives a fuck about Apple. So
anyway, I'm saying you wouldn't be able to run it on Mac OS.
Right.
You got to have Windows on your PC.
Apple gaming is still coming here. All right. So speaking of expensive things, you want to talk to me about this controller, the PS5 controller that's coming out?
The Scuff. The Scrub
Brought to you by Scuff Gaming.
The Scuff Omega.
What the fuck is that thing?
It looks like a standard controller. But it also has the Scuff mobile app to create the perfect setup. When you're playing a game and the first thing you do after you beat the tutorial and you have control of your character and you press start on your controller, and then you go over to options, and then you go to controls, and it pulls up a picture of your controller with key bindings.
Yeah.
You can do that on your phone with this controller.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. So you don't have to waste all that time in the game pressing the stupid options button and navigating bumpers through a menu. You just get the Scuff mobile app available on iOS and Android.
Sweet.
It provides complete command over how Omega performs.
Does it have a little mouse pad support for you? Does it do what you need it to do?
I haven't gotten to the trackpad, which I'm not quite sure if that's some sort of like an LED display or if that's just a weird, stupid.
It looks like it looks like a fucking normal PlayStation.
It kind of looks like a normal play. It doesn't even look like an Edge controller.
No. Yeah. What's the price?
0% dead zones. Okay. By the way, if you have the ability to manipulate your joysticks to the point where you need 0% dead zones, for anybody who is not familiar with how dead zones work, when you're moving your analog stick, the dead zone is how far the stick has to move before it registers an input from you.
Yeah.
This prevents you from having like stupid issues where just resting your thumb on the stick would cause your character to start like skitzing out a little bit.
Yeah.
So 0% dead zone.
Sweet.
Great for shooters. I don't know anybody that has that type of articulation with their thumb to be playing with 0% dead zones. Okay. And you can stay current with the latest firmware updates. That's another feature that they have.
Hey, but they have endurance thumb sticks, so that's pretty sweet.
There is an RGB strip, and that says PC only. Oh, so this is a PC controller? Well, I guess it's
any controller is a PC controller these days, yes.
But sure. Yeah, all PlayStation controllers are PC controllers. Not all PC controllers are PlayStation controllers.
It's also $220, which is fucking outrageous.
Well, it was 15 years in the making. And this is the culmination of over a decade of innovation and proven performance at the highest level.
I have never heard of Scuff Gaming before today. I wish I haven't.
Yeah, where's the light strip? Is it at the charge port?
I think it's in the trackpad.
It looks like it might be on the charge port.
That's really fucking stupid.
It is not on the trackpad. The trackpad is a painted design. I'm looking at a picture of the controller, and you can see where it ends, the top.
Okay. Well, that's that controller.
The top of the controller was colored in. Oh, no, so the controller looks like it's scuffed all over it. So that's what I'm looking at.
Well, anyway.
What a brilliant design. It looks like you threw the controller against the ground a couple times. Good. Is this like ripped jeans? Remember when that was a thing? Like people would buy that? Like you buy your jeans with tears in them to make them look like weathered? Like so people think you're a real gamer. Like you pull out your scuff controller and they're like, holy shit. This guy, that controller looks like it's been through hell. How long have you been playing games? And you're like 15 years.
Don't buy
I gotta get my setup right. And you pull out your phone and turn it sideways and open up the mobile app.
I'm moving on from this controller. It's disgusting. It's $220. What the fuck is wrong with people? Why would anyone buy this?
I would be so happy. If I had this controller, I would be that guy 100%. Because you know what that guy is? That guy is when you're you're sitting on the couch playing with your group of friends, and I've had this from personal experience. And you're playing a fighting game, and you're passing the controllers around. Everybody, it's like, oh, can you mind if I jump in? Yeah, you got winner. All right, cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me just plug this in real quick. And the guy pulls out his giant fucking joystick. I'm like, nah, bro, you can't. He's like, no, I just gotta, and they're just, no, it's just the way I play. You're like, bro,
the inputs are way better on this. Trust me.
Yeah, it's got 0% latency on the dead zone.
All right, so that's that. We're gonna go very quickly. Last thing for today. There was a big ass Reddit thread with, let's call them rumors / leaks. Mostly rumors.
Okay.
So let's take all of this with a grain of salt. It's not
a big giant grain of salt.
Mm-hmm, it's not confirmed. It's not necessarily real. It's just, projects that have been either mentioned somewhere at some point. Who knows if they're still even working on it or if they didn't drop it. But for all intents and purposes, here's some of possibly up and coming PlayStation related games. All right.
All right. What's the first on that list?
Well, the first on the list is God of War. So the big rumor now is the next God of War is, I don't know if you played the modern God of War games, the two.
I played the first one. I did not play the second after. What was it? Ragnarok was the Yep.
Yeah, it's free on PlayStation Plus. I played it.
But they also dropped I want to say it was like not a Souls-like, but they dropped like a weird Sons of Sparta. Yep.
Yeah, that was like a 2D platform.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep. That came out this year. It's like
that's out. Yeah, I almost picked it up. I was like, oh, cool. It's a God of War thing, but it was like not. It was Kratos. I don't think it was Kratos.
No, it's young Kratos. It's like before God of War events.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So maybe sure. That's a good direction. But they're saying they're doing a next main line.
So yeah, the next main one, there's two possible rumors. The first one is you play as the boy in the next one, Atreus.
Yep.
Which, based on how Ragnarok ends, I could see it. Maybe. I don't know if people would love that. I personally, what's God of War without Kratos? Nothing to me.
Well, I mean, did you like Metal Gear Solid 2?
Sure. Yes.
Raiden
was pretty sweet.
Yeah, he was like the most hated character in the world when that game came out.
Yeah, but then in 4 they made him like a cool fucking mech.
Grows on you, right?
Yeah, he's okay.
Maybe okay, so maybe that's what Atreus could do. Maybe we'll
make him into a mech.
We'll turn God of War Revengeance. Atreus is he's a cybernetic organism from the future.
Yep. You fight President of the United States.
The president of Olympus.
The other option that's on the table supposedly is you play as, it's like a side game. This one is not necessarily the main one, but there's rumors that they're making like a side main one where you play as Freya, Kratos' wife from the games.
Oh.
Like she's dead when you start the game, like in the first.
Yes. Yep. That's the intro to the first game in the new revamp series.
Yep. So there's some speculation / rumors about that possibly happening. Out of these two, I think Atreus makes more sense to me, but
yeah, he's already got like half of a moveset from Ragnarok. You can kind of.
They definitely expand on him in Ragnarok. You actually even play as him multiple times in Ragnarok, so I could see it. That seems plausible. The next one.
I mean, so how would you want another main line? I gotta be honest. I don't think I want them to do too much more. I feel like
we could be done.
Such a great job.
Yeah, we could be done. Yeah,
I like the idea of doing little maybe side spin games, maybe a prequel, something like that. But I think that going forward in this story is going to be difficult.
Yeah,
going to be difficult.
Yeah.
He blew up a lot of the major places that they. And when you get into Old Norse and Greek mythology, you run out of places.
You could go to Egypt.
Is he's gonna fight Ra and Osiris and
Anubis? Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, he can fight the Buddhist gods. He can the Hindu gods. Yeah, he could fight all the 7 major. What if Kratos? What if they just make it like a global thing and he defeats all 7 major world religions? Confucianism down. We'll just get everything. You know what I mean?
Well, for now, what you will 100% get is they're making a trilogy remake of the first 3 games.
Okay.
And not like a remaster, like a full-on remake. I think they want to change the combat system, which I really hope they don't make it like the new ones, because that's not what I want from the. I enjoyed the old games combat system a little bit more than the modern God of War. I gotta be honest. I never liked the axe gimmick that much. Like, it's okay, it's not terrible. But yeah, they're actually making the. It's one product, all 3 games new on the new engine, fully remade. It's not port, so we'll see how that goes. But that's
a great idea. If they did all 3 of those and packaged them together in a $60 product,
that would be pretty insane.
I think that's a great.
That would be pretty crazy. That's a lot of game
coming from them.
Yeah. We'll see about that one.
That could be game. That would be redefining. You'd start seeing that everywhere. I'm surprised nobody's thought of doing it sooner.
So I think that doesn't even have a release date or anything. They just like announced it on PlayStation Showcase February, I think, March. But yeah, the next game is a bunch of Marvel stuff. You already mentioned early in the podcast, the Wolverine game is on the horizon. That game's been in development for a very long time already. So
I don't think I would play it. How do you feel about Marvel stuff now? Like the Marvel universe and playing as these characters like that we've now seen in the movies that are now 10 years old. Like
I liked the Spider-Man games, for example.
Okay.
I didn't play the second one. It is free on PlayStation Plus, so I could potentially play that at some point. But I did like the first game. The movement in it feels really fun. But I was never like the biggest Marvel guy. I enjoyed the movies when they were coming out until Infinity War, and then like most people, everyone dropped it after that, and that's kind of the same for me.
Yeah, and that's Infinity War was 8 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
So I have a tough time, and also I mean the Wolverine and Deadpool movie, like that would have been a good time to release this game. Yeah. This game is far too late in the running. You know what I mean? It cannot be successsul.
I don't know about that, but it feels like it's a bit late to the party. Yeah.
I'm going to say it can't be successful. I'll take, that could be the Chris bet. I'll bet you that game is not going to do well, despite.
I think that game will be totally fine. Like, Insomniac makes good.
Yeah, no, I think the game will be competent, and I think it will do no numbers. Like, by successful, I don't mean what the studio can do with it. I mean, listen, they've been working on the game for probably 8 years now.
It's been a while.
As soon as Infinity, they were like, yeah, we got to get this Wolverine character off the ground. Start working on the shit right now. So they probably have 8 years of development to this game. It's going to have like great, good feeling mechanics. It's going to be Wolverine. He's going to be doing cool Wolverine things. XXX Barrage or what, cool. I just have a feeling that everybody's going to be like, yeah, I just didn't really, it's going to be a non-care. Like, oh, yeah. I just didn't really feel like spending $60 on a Wolverine game. I've had enough of those guys.
It's possible.
Like that's what I think is going to happen.
It's coming out fall this year, so I guess we'll see later this year how it goes. That one. The other big rumor for them is a Venom game, which
is it going to be based off of the cinematic universe? Hopefully not.
No, I don't like the Spider-Man games are not at all based off the MCU stuff at all. Like they basically have their own thing going on.
But didn't they in the Spider-Man ones, aren't they based off of the Amazing Spider-Mans or Ultimate Spider-Man movies, like the animated ones with like Miles?
Well, in Spider-Man there was like a DLC where you played as Miles Morales, yes. But
okay.
It's mostly Peter Parker stuff.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And no affiliation to the Marvel stuff, which is great.
No, yeah, it's separate. So I don't know. For me, like those Marvel stuff at this point.
Did you like playing villain? Did you like villain games? Do you like playing as villains in games? Yeah, I've never been a big fan. The last I feel like related to this actually was Maximum Carnage, and that was old. That was for like Super Nintendo or Sega or something.
Yeah.
And that was you played as like Venom against Carnage. So it was like the villain
Villain
against
on
more
villain.
villainous villains.
You know, the Punisher stuff like.
Yeah, so it's I don't know.
Yeah,
that stuff doesn't really work for me. I don't need to see like tortured hero things. You know, like
yeah.
Just either have them. It's not that difficult.
Next up is Naughty Dog. How do you feel about their games? Did you like Last of Us? Did you like Uncharted? Like any of those?
No, but I respect the company. Does that make sense?
Right.
You know.
Well, coming up is their next game that they revealed it, I think, near the end of last year. Intergalactic. It's we don't really know much about this game yet. There's not that much info other than that it's a space setting.
They don't even have like a gameplay style yet.
No, they just had like a cinematic trailer. I mean, you know, Naughty Dog makes good looking, right? Like,
yes,
it's gonna look fucking cool. Now whether it's fun to play or not, that's more subjective. But they make quality games. Not everyone enjoys them.
I agree with that. Just because I didn't enjoy the flow of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I had a bad experience with the first Uncharted game, and it made me not play any of the other ones. But that was more of just me kind of being a hater on it. Yeah. I think that the games were fine.
They were fine.
Like Indiana Jones movies. Like those would be a movie that's the type of interactive game that I would like, you know, where you're on rails for the whole thing, basically.
Yep.
And you're just doing a bunch of sequences in a row.
Yep. Uncharted was actually the very first game I ever platted.
Oh, wow.
Because they added trophies on PS3 when I was playing it. Like, okay, I'll do this.
Were you a big fan of the Last of Us and all that?
I liked the first one. I did not like the second one.
I can see that.
The second one pissed me off.
The second one pissed everyone off. That spoiler is already out there, obviously, with the what was it? Well, obviously Joel gets smoked for reasons
right,
not quite sure about, and then the entire game is a revenge mission.
Right. Also, that game was way over the top, too fucking long. It was like 20. To me, it felt like eternity. It was like 20 plus 25-hour thing. Like it never changed. Like it's the same thing over and over.
Enter an arena, kind of. I say arena. Enter whatever the mission space is, whether it's a building. You know, you're gonna have whatever hostiles there, and then you sneak around for as long as you can, and then you have to use your resources after. It's the same shit.
Yeah. So
I didn't like the whole story behind it to begin with, so I was like, I'm good.
I thought the first one had a fantastic story, but the second one, no. But the big rumor with Intergalactic that people are talking about is their inspiration for the game is actually Elden Ring. So it's gonna be about like exploration, right? Like the best thing about Elden Ring is not, for me, it's not really like some crazy innovative things that they were doing. It's more like I've never seen a game where literally no matter which way I would choose to go, there's really not like a main path that's like super specific. Like, yes, there is like main objective, kind of, but it's way more open-ended. It's way more, hey, if you want to explore, you'll find cool shit.
Yeah, and that was my experience with Elden Ring. I think, there's like the pretty obvious one, you know, the giant castle wall kind of and you're like, I think I have to go there. That's probably going to be it. Let me go around that. And I went on the map like way past that. I got teleported to a different map at one point.
Yep. By a chest.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
Yeah.
And that's always super cool and engaging. So I
think that's what they're trying to get some sort of resemblance to is, you know, I think that's going to be quite hard to do in space setting because are you going to have like a bunch of planets or what are we talking about? But I guess we'll find out.
Well, I would just make it a new, not Earth planet. I mean, it'll end up being the same. It'll be like Elden Ring if that's, you know what I mean? It just means that it's not going to be Earth. Maybe it doesn't have to be Earth-like.
Yeah, I don't think like it's supposed to play like Elden Ring at all.
Well,
I think
and here's another thing: they don't do a lot of melee-focused combat.
Like I don't think it's
gunplay.
I don't think it's Elden Ring in combat sense. I think it's more like, hey, we really like the way that you can explore the world and feel like you're actually lost in it. And I think that's what the goal is. We'll see.
So are we hoping for a what was that game? The Last Remnant 2?
Last Remnant 2. Yeah. Yes. I think that's the name of it. We played it, right?
Yeah. It's the shooter that plays like a Souls-like, but that's a little bit more. You load into a map and then you kind of complete the map out, and the maps are relatively the same. They have like some minor randomization, but this would be like a open world version of that.
It's not The Last Remnant, by the way. The Last Remnant is a bad JRPG from 2009.
Oh, it's Remnant 2.
Okay.
Well, sorry, it's not the last one. They did that one 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yes,
okay.
Remnant.
So yes, Remnant 2, it could potentially, if they play their cards very well, if we get like a good sounding game to me would be Remnant 2 with Elden Ring's world.
Yeah.
And enemy structure. Like I want the enemies to be like that. I want you to be able to walk in a direction and find the tree guardian. And you know what I mean? Like I want there to be big world bosses. I want all that stuff. That would be incredible for me.
Yeah, I feel like Naughty Dog, that's not what they're known for, you know? That's just not their thing.
I know they don't do open world stuff. All their shit is on rails.
Yeah.
So it's
really good on rails. Like it's fun experience, but it's not like open world stuff at all. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think that game is still ways off.
That could be a problem because they do really good cinematic stuff. I mean,
Awesome
there's different strengths. You know, when you're making a game like that, where everything will go in a path, you can really tighten things up. As soon as you open up the world and give the player like agency, you have to like plan for things. You have to plan for them to do things. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Unfortunately, I think we're hoping for Remnant 2 plus Elden Ring, and instead, I think we might get some weird broken mess.
I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if it had from a developer. Like, yeah, that's such a weird thing, but I would not be surprised if they had like, what was the online Fallout one? Like if they had
Fallout
that
76.
Level, Fallout 76. If they had that level of like bugginess to their game on launch.
I don't. It's Naughty Dog. Their games are many things, but not buggy. So I don't see that at all.
I would be very concerned with a developer that doesn't deal with like it's a huge shift.
It is a huge shift, and also it could be all bullshit, right? This doesn't even have to be real. We know the game
and
exists.
It could be not. Yeah, it could just be a space thing, and then it's gonna play like Dead Space.
Yeah, or it could be like Uncharted in space. They could do that. They could do Last of Us in space. Sure, but we'll see.
Last of Us in space is called Dead Space. It's literally the same game.
But it's not. It's not
it's because the same thing.
No, Dead Space is Resident Evil in space. That's what. 100%.
You're right. You're gonna have to add a companion. You know what I mean? You have to add a little more story elements, but they are all kind of the same thing, right? Evil spore thing is infecting people around us and makes kill everybody. Got to shoot them.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the game.
Listen, I'll keep my fingers crossed. I'm optimistic with a little bit of doubt.
All right.
Well, I mean that's a lot of news for 1 week.
That's all I got for this week.
I think that's all I got. This is 2 weeks. Everybody just listen to this podcast again next Friday.
On loop.
Well, listen to the first half of this podcast. So if you're hearing this, you should have stopped about an hour ago. And then next week you can start at the 55-minute mark. Paul will label that in the podcast when it goes up.
Sure. Just send me an email at scrubcastpod@gmail.com.
Correct. And don't forget
we'll take care of
it. Don't forget a little tip in there. We do accept them directly to our Patreon rather. What should we set one up?
Of course not.
All right. I just figured I'd ask. I think we should.
A patron would require someone to listen to this, and so far it's just us.
But
when we're editing it.
Correct.
That's okay. Listen, this is fun for me. I have a good time. It's fun to talk about games.
Yeah, it keeps me updated, and potentially my mother, your mother, our significant others, keeps them all updated on the world of PlayStation consoles, and just a couple of guys kind of noting things about the climate that we're in. It's an interesting world out there for video games. All right. Well, that's the cast that's the episode for this week. So we want to thank everyone for tuning in, and this has been Chris and Paul for the Grubcast.